Good afternoon, everybody. Just afternoon. The Saints man's back off my holidays. We had an amazing time. It's been two and a bit weeks we went for. We went 2 weeks last Saturday and we got back very late Monday night. 1,650 miles. Uh, no issues. Bike went brilliant. The roads are fantastic. All the way down France, across Carcassonne, which I really recommend going for a couple of days, and back up the Spanish Pyrenees, up the mountains, all the way to Santander, and got the boat home. It left Sunday, bit rough through the Bay of Biscay. Wife particularly poorly. Got cast iron stomach. I have. I ate her dinner as well. Yep, went with my mate Keith and his wife Jackie, and we had a blast. We really did. But we're back. So I got back Monday night last week late. So I didn't work Tuesday because we were a bit knackered. Got lots of stuff to do, loads of invoices to sort out because the end of the month was when I was away. Yeah, all good. So we started work on Wednesday. Got the book, got the magic book. Yeah, started work on Wednesday. I decided this week just gonna chill out, not do too much. And I got a job. In fact, I got the job Tuesday afternoon for Wednesday. It was just Northampton to Bicester, not very far, 30 odd miles, and I got 42 quid on it, so it was pretty good. And it was delivered to a building site, which is not so good. Anyone knows going to a building site is pretty crap because it's you just don't want to get your van dirty to start with, and it was really muddy, and I wouldn't go too far. It was for plumbers, but found him eventually and got a forklift, telescopic forklift, take the pallet off, so it was not too bad. And just as they'd finished unloading it, there was a job on there, Bicester, where I was really about a mile away, back to Northampton, just north of Northampton, 6 mile north. So again, quoted the same sort of money, more than £1 a mile, and got the job. And it was a small bag with a sample in. Good start. I'm back in, but you're too close to home. What happens then? You get so close to home, you don't want to take a job. I weren't going to stay out. You don't want to take a job that's going to take you 100 miles away because then you've got to get 100 miles back. So, and I hadn't started early. I'd sort of picked up at 8:45, first job. So, but I managed to get a job from Market Harbour, which was 10, 12 miles away, 15 miles away. And it was 3 drops in Leicester for electrical company, distributor, and got good money for that. But I'd actually quoted on a job earlier in the day because I was staying local from Banbury to Wellingborough, and it was pick up at 4 o'clock. Now it was on there at 9 in the morning, and I quoted on it because I knew I was going to stay within that area, and I got the job just after I picked up the Market Harbour to Leicester job. So I thought that's fine. I've got to go Leicester to Banbury. It's a good way. It's 45, 50 mile, but it was good money going from Banbury to Wellingborough, and that gets me home. And it all tied in quite nicely. So did 4 jobs on Monday. Um, really good jobs. The last job from Banbury was a village outside, and it was a very famous couple. Won't name them for obvious reasons, but it was picking a load of stuff up going back to Wellingborough. And it all went swimmingly well, and it weren't too bad. I got home just after 6 o'clock. So we had a pretty good day. Didn't quite hit target. If you had the VAT on, we went over target. But yeah, just short of target, but really good. And I still weren't really in the swing of it. I was still in holiday mode, really. I managed to get a job. Oh, on Wednesday, first day back, I'd got a job for Thursday morning. It's called taking a punt. Going to an area that's not so good. And I picked up Northampton from a shipper that uses me a fair bit. We have a really good relationship. She's a really nice shipper. And I phoned her. She phoned me up, and the pay was really good because it's going to Kings Lynn. And some shippers, I'm going to do a video about shippers, good shippers, bad shippers, who I'll work for, who I won't. But she's a really good shipper because she's done the job. She was a driver, and she knew it's a rubbish area. So I put a quote on, and she said, "Yep, fully understand why you put the extra." It was well over £1 a mile, and it got me to Kings Lynn, and I picked it up on Thursday. Picked it up at 8 o'clock, 8:15, and dropped it in Kings Lynn. And I thought then I'm going to struggle to get anything out of Kings Lynn. There was nothing. Sat around Kings Lynn after I dropped it, and I dropped it about quarter to 11, 11 o'clock, and there was nothing. There was nothing for about an hour. And I was deciding to drive back to Peterborough, see if I could get another little job. And then there was a job on there from Spalding to Wallingford, which is between Reading and Oxford and Reading. It's near Oxford. Funny enough, it's near Benson. We, on our motorbike down to the ferry 2.5 weeks ago, we go down the 4074 and we always have a nice breakfast or lunch in a place called the Waterfront Cafe, which is not the cheapest, but it's right on the Thames, lovely boats, really nice stop. So, fully recommend that. You will pay a few bob just for the location, but it was not far from there, and I got the job. So I did two jobs on Thursday. I did the job to King's Lynn, picked up Spalding to Wallingford. There was nothing coming back, absolutely nothing. And I was driving home, and Silverstone is on this weekend. It's today, tomorrow. Well, it was yesterday, today, tomorrow, and the traffic was quite heavy. And I was stuck in traffic just short of Silverstone. And I put the laptop on because I pulled over in the labour. I thought I might as well pull over and have a look, see what jobs are for the next day. And a job come up, picking up from Wellingborough that night and delivering it to Dartford, just the other side of the bridge. And I knew the shipper as well. Again, it was a local shipper to me. And I put the quote in, and he phoned pretty much straight away. And he says, brilliant. He says, because he was going to do it in his big van, but it was a small van job. But he thought he'd just have a day off on Friday. So he asked me to do it, which I did. And picked it up. I didn't have to go to Wellingborough and pick it up. I met him at Brackmills in Northampton, and we put the goods on there. It was 3 big boxes going to a hospital to meet an engineer. So that was Thursday done, 2 jobs, and I got a load on for Friday morning. I had to be in Dartford at 8, so I got a really earlyish start. So Friday, yesterday, Saturday today, when this comes out, God knows. But I left the house at 6:15, and I stopped at South Mims. I did stop at South Mims, but there was police in there, and they cordoned off the services where the toilets are. Don't know why, but they did. So back in the van, and I stopped at Thurrock Services, as well, just by the bridge. I was still a bit early, and used their services. And then we went on to the hospital. I got an engineer's number. I phoned him. I was in the deliveries at the hospital, big hospital, and he come and found me. Him and his 2 oppos, and they took the 3 big boxes off. They were light, so that was good. And then I was right near Blue Water. I'm only about a mile and a half from Blue Water, so I thought, you know what I'll do? I'll go and perch at Blue Water because I've done Blue Water quite a lot. Nice car park, lots of eateries, plenty of space, and I'll chill and I will wait. I just want a job back, really. And there were jobs coming, but they're all into London, and they're all in rubbish areas, right in the centre. I didn't want to be back in London, really. And then a job was on the laptop because it had been put on there earlier before I got to the area, and it was picking up in Mitcham, which is CR4, Croydon area, and it was going to Kettering, which is obviously 12 miles north of where I live. And I thought, right, I was 25 miles from it, but I quoted good money on it, thinking I probably wouldn't get it because it was good money because I got a fair way to go to get it. And I got a phone call about 5 minutes after I put a bid in saying, "Are you okay?" I said, "Well, I'm an hour away," but it was pick up before 10:50, and it was like 9 o'clock, 9:15. So I was going to get there within the allotted times. And he said, "That's fine." And he says, "It's just a phone. You're picking up a phone." I thought it was a mobile. Whatever, go to Kettering. And it was going to the hospital, and it was picking up from a private hospital in Mitcham. Drove to Mitcham. It's nice. It's sort of around the South Circuit. It's out of, not in the middle bit of London. And he put on it 91 miles from Mitcham to Kettering, which it was, going right through London and going over Kew Bridge and then up past Hanger Lane that way, and then past Wembley on the North Circular. So fine. And I got there. It took me about 45, 50 minutes to get there. I'm not in a rush. It's going to be Kettering, and then I'm going home. But by God, the traffic. Well, I picked it up, no problem. And it was getting a bit heavy, the traffic. And you realise why. It's because Wimbledon's on. And it took you straight through Wimbledon. Obviously, the tennis is on. I could have gone round, could have swung a left and got down to the M25 lower down, but it put about 25, 30 miles on my journey. And I thought, you know what? I ain't doing nothing else. I'd already put my estimated time of getting a catcher in at 2 o'clock. And even with all these hold ups, it still said I was going to get there at 1:50. So, all good. But by God, Wimbledon. Also, what made it even busier was there was stacks of police because there'd been that accident where that Land Rover went into the school and tragically killed someone and injured others. So there was a lot of police presence and there was a couple of roads shut. So it was what it was. And I did. I crawled through it. 29 degrees. Luckily, I got aircon in the van, so it's fine. And we got to Kettering at 5 to 2, so it wasn't too bad. Got it delivered. It was a phone. It wasn't even a mobile phone. It was a proper phone, hand landline one, but it had a load of a display on it that they'd got to take between one unit and another, and they wanted it at this other unit. So that's what we did, and that was my week. 3 days, three shortish days. Did it target either any day of 200? I got pretty close-ish. I did pretty much the same every day. Um, I did 780 miles in 3 days. So we averaged 265, 267 a day. And I did 29 hours, so just under 10-hour days. A lot of that was waiting and in traffic. I did 20 hours driving. Again, a fair bit in traffic. And I had, before that, it was 514. After that, it was 61680, which works out, take your 10% off. I did £555 in 3 days. 45 quid short of me target, £185 a day. So for the first week back, pretty happy with that, to be honest. Not too fussed, that's okay. So this is Saturday. I'm sitting on this is one of the grandkids' beds, nice and quiet out the way. Uh, and we're back on it Monday. I haven't got anything booked in yet Monday. I've got a couple of quotes actually on the go at the moment. I know we'll see what happens later in the day because the company that do this, they don't do it till Saturday night. I don't know why, but we'll see if we get one of them. But if not, I'm not fussed. Just wake up when I wake up and see what happens. But full week next week. I've just took my other bike, my other motorbike, my Blackbird, to my mechanic. I hadn't rode it for 6 months, 7 months. So I trickle charge started first time, and yeah, got it to Alex, my mechanic, just before the heavens opened, and that's in for an MOT. Should be okay because it's only done about 300 miles. It's the last MOT. This is the one I sort of don't ride a lot. Gonna ride it when it comes back because then the Pan European, what we went on holiday on, that got really thrashed on holiday. Yeah, and that's gonna need its MOTs in August, but I know it needs brake pads. It needs clutch fluids and all that. It needs a bit of work. So that's what we've done this morning. Took the first bike up. When that comes back, the second bike will go up. Get a nice bill for that. And yeah, hope everyone's doing all right. I don't know whether the feed's picked up or not because I just haven't really took a lot of notice. This normally, July, August, September, on these 3 months, is normally busy. From what I've been hearing from the guys in the WhatsApp group that I'm in and all the others, it still hasn't got to the standard or the amount of work that there was. We'll see. I haven't kept much in touch with it while I was away. In fact, I didn't get in touch with it at all. Did have a look at some YouTube videos. I see the one about Pete the courier, who he was offering the CX was offering 18 months for 12 months if you did it through his link or whatever. And funny enough, CX got in touch with me as well to offer me an Amazon voucher for £50 if anyone did it through mine. But I just weren't fussed. I think it's up to people to do that. There's so many different ways you can get the voucher, and I just thought in the end, I thought, you know what, I'm quite happy just doing what I do. It was CX contacted me to see if I was interested. They watched the video apparently, We'll see. But in the end, I say Pete got a complete loads of negative, shall we say, negative stuff. A, because he's not a van driver. He's into lorries. In fact, at the moment, as far as I can see, I do watch some of his videos. Not much because they don't really relate to what I do. But I can see that he's into lorries and now he's in office. But he's promoting the to go on the CX. It is a good deal, but surely it's not affecting his business because there's going to be vans and small vans, medium vans for 18 months. It doesn't really affect him because he's got 18-ton lorries. Um, so why would he be offering that when it doesn't affect him? If it was all 18-ton lorries and another 200 come on, would he do the same? Would he do the same and promote it? I don't know. But yeah, it's each to their own. They've asked him and he said yes, fair play. But it doesn't really bother me. Anyway, I hope everyone else is doing okay. Let's hope we can make a bit of money in the next 2 months. I've got 8 weeks solid now through to September. I shouldn't really be having any time off. I might have the odd day here and there, but it's just work mode now. Bit grim, I know. Holiday mode's gone. Even my colour's gone. I was well tanned. We had some real heat on holiday, but that's gone now. You build up to it. You work hard. You work hard. It's all a big build up. Great. 2 weeks and 3 days. I was on 17-day holiday and it's gone like that. It's just gone. But fantastic time we had, all four of us. But say back to work. Anyway, hope you're doing well. If you want to like the videos, like and subscribe. I say I'm going to do another video about shippers, um, experiences I've had and what I do now. I've been doing this for 3 years, almost 3 years, and I like to think I've got an experience of what. But that's another video coming out hopefully this week. So if you want to like and subscribe, it'd be much appreciated. Get the numbers up. I am back doing my normally week in the life of. It should be a video every weekend. And I'm going to try and do a couple of little ones in the week if I find time and if I find something interesting that may help you, because hopefully it'll help you. Anyway, speak soon. Ta-da.